Hey everybody, this is Devin Edwards with Favorite Family Recipes. Today we're doing a smoked meatloaf out on the smoker. It's my wife's birthday and the smoked meatloaf's one of her favorite meals. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start this smoked meatloaf and we're going to do it a little different this time. Rather than using breadcrumbs or oats, we're going to mix our own base for the meatloaf with barbecue flavored chips. Now I got the kettle baked chips because they're a little thicker and I think it will be a little bit better consistency than the thin flavored chip. So we're going to go in. I took about 3 handfuls of these chips. I really don't know exactly how much we're going to need. We might have to add a little bit more, but because it kind of depends on the thickness of the meatloaf as I go. I just kind of eye this one. So we're just going to pulse this. Alright, so we've broken that up pretty good. I think that will work alright. Alright, so I cut up my carrots into little smaller sections so it's a little easier to feed into the food processor. My family really doesn't enjoy onions too much, so we're not going to use a lot of onion in this, but we still want a little bit of that flavor. If you'd like to use more in yours, it's probably going to not hurt, just kind of up to your own taste. I think we're going to use about 1/4 of an onion in our mixture, and that's about it, because we're not big onion fans. We do like garlic though, so we're going to use 3 cloves of garlic. And this is going in about 2.5 pounds of meat, so it should be alright. Shouldn't be too overpowering. Get all the stuff off of that. I'm going to go ahead and finish getting my garlic ready and we'll mix it up. Alright, let's go ahead and mix some of these vegetables. Take this to the oven and saute it a little bit and it'll be ready for our meatloaf. Alright, so I got my cast iron pan out and I've put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, just enough to kind of coat it around. Not a whole lot. We're not going to need a lot. We're only going to cook this for about 5 minutes. Alright, so this is cooked for about 5 minutes. You can see it's softened down a little bit. This looks really good. I'm going to just transfer it into a bowl and take it back over and get our meatloaf ready. Alright, so we're going to start our meatloaf now. I got my sauteed vegetables, I got my chips. I'm just going to combine them, stir them up just a little bit to mix those together. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, for this meatloaf, I got 2 pounds of hamburger, and I believe I'm using a leaner hamburger. It's the 90% with 15 fat or whatever it is. I can't remember, but I remember I got a leaner version because we try to eat a little healthier, if there's such a thing as meatloaf healthy. And then I got a 1/2 pound of Italian sausage. This is going to add a little bit more flavor into our meatloaf. I know a lot of people like using Italian spices in their meatloaf, so why not just jump all in and get the sausage. Alright, so I made up a little bit more of my breadcrumbs with my chips. Just going to add a little bit more there. See how that works its way in. Alright, I think that will work. Okay, now what we're going to do is form it into a nice loaf. Now, a lot of people ask me, when I tell them I do smoked meatloaf on a smoker, how I, just a little bit more, how I keep it from not falling in to my grill. And really, if you keep this, if you put enough breadcrumbs in, or these chips or your oats, it's not going to fall through your grill just because it's going to be a little more dense. But if you're worried, I usually do this, because I found a roasting pan in my local Walmart that has all these holes in it. And the main idea is your roast would sit on top of that, the juices would drain down, you'd be able to get your gravy from the pan that was beneath it. But I thought this would be perfect for my meatloaf. That way, by chance, it does break apart during the cook, it's not going to mess up your grill. You're going to be able to keep it. Alright, that looks pretty good. So, now I'm going to go let this sit for a few minutes while I get the grill up to temperature. Mop the top with some ketchup before I throw it on and get it going. Let's go outside. Alright, we got our smoker up to temperature. We're going to be cooking between 220, 225. If it goes down to 180, that's still okay too. Probably don't want to get too much, probably 225. We want this to cook low and slow, just like all of our recipes. Probably about 3 hours to get this cooked to temperature. So let's go ahead and put it on. Alright, I'm going to set that right there. Attach this so I know the temperature of the beef. Close that down. Alright, so the meatloaf's in. It's take about 3 hours, about an hour before we are finished. We'll come out, we'll mop the top of the meatloaf with ketchup again, probably up the heat depending on where our meatloaf's at. But now sit back, relax, and we're just waiting for it to finish cooking. Alright, we're about 2 hours into our cook, and our meatloaf's sitting at about 126. We want to get it up to the temperature of 160 for internal temperature and make sure it's done. You can go a little higher than that too. Probably want to push it past 170 though. Let's go ahead and open it up, take a look, see where we're at. Hey, meatloaf's looking pretty good. Alright, so our meatloaf is sitting at about 165 right now. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. Alright, that is looking good. Now, that ketchup looks pretty good on there. I think I'm going to go ahead and let it sit and stay on. I don't think I'm going to pop any more on it. That's just what we had on there when we started. If you'd like to add a little bit more, you can, but look, you got the cheese coming out. Oh, this looks great. So, What we'll do is we'll let it cook for around 15-20 more minutes. Then we'll bring it inside, kind of cover it in foil a little bit. Just kind of let it rest for another maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Slice in and we're ready to eat. Alright, our meatloaf's inside. We just want this to sit for a minute. Let some of those juices distribute. And we'll cut into it. So I'm just going to put a little foil over it just to keep the heat in there. We're going to get the rest of our dinner ready to go. We'll come back and cut this in just a minute. Let this sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Or if you're really hungry and you need to dig in, go ahead and slice it up. It'll be fine. Alright, we're ready to cut into this meatloaf. It's been about 10 minutes. Pull this off. Our tray. Alright. Alright, let's cut into this. Alright, so here we are. We got a little bit of a smoke ring here. Kind of hard to see on beef. It's definitely there. You're going to taste it, especially with the leftovers. You'll taste that smoky flavor. Hopefully we got some moisture in here. Look at that. Oh man, that is going to be good. That is going to be good. I can't wait. I need to get something. The best part about being the cook, you get to sneak the first bite. Let's try this out. Oh yeah, that is good. Nice, tender, good smoky flavor. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. I'm ready to eat. Let's get this on the table.